Giovanni Rigatoni is a second-year head coach for Bologna State. He led his 65 overall team to a 10-2 record this season, and now has an opportunity to fulfill a lifelong dream, become a college football champion. Bologna State is slated to play number 21 Memphis for the American Conference champion crown, and maybe more importantly, Bologna State is at at-large bid to make the college football playoffs. A lot is riding on this game, so let's get scouting. Looking at the Memphis team, our initial game plan is going to revolve around a few things. On offense, they have a fast quarterback and really solid receivers, so the passing game will be a heavy emphasis. On the defensive side, we're noticing that their right side, our offense's left, has some weaknesses and they have some really strong corners, so we're going to stay in our base personnel most of the game to take advantage of their weaker players and plan to run heavy to our left. Defensively, they run a 3-4, and because of their weaknesses at linebacker and base personnel, we have an interesting idea that we're scheming for the first time this season. We plan to implement a 13 personnel package, which is 1 running back and 3 tight ends. We have wing tight, wing pair, and wing tight Z. These 3 formations, when flipped, give us a lot of ways to attack their weaknesses and manipulate their alignment. Of course, everything we do in this offense starts with the stretch running game, and we will run stretch from our normal stuff as well, but certainly with this 13 personnel. We have this dagger concept from the wing tight Z that can isolate our running back on a linebacker or get some good matchups with our tight ends over the middle of the field. A play action halfback wheel concept that can catch the linebackers napping and again get the running backs more involved in the passing game against their weak linebackers. And this neat little tight end shake concept that is certain to get Harris open in the middle of the field. Offensively, Memphis likes to run a lot of shotgun, pistol, single back stuff. They have some wing formations, 11 personnel, 1 tight end, several trips formations. We're going to stay in our base defense, but we did mix it up a little bit because it's the conference championship with this penny look that gives us a cover 3 buzz. We like the alignment of the players in here. It's essentially a diamond front that runs with the safety coming down. We feel like we'll get really good run fits, and it's really good into a trips formation. So we like this alignment and we like this matchup overall. And then of course, you know we're going to run our base defense. If you know anything about this series, you know that the 3-3 cover 3 drop is the bread and butter defense of this Rigatoni system, mainly because we don't have a lot of good players, so we need to be stuck in zone for a majority of the game. We can't really run a lot of man coverage. It also gives us a little bit of flexibility to spy the quarterback when we need to, so we have good flexibility with it. We can also rotate the linebackers to the trip side to maintain our run fits and our defensive integrity. I just think it's a good coverage overall for us, and we seem to play it really well. Another wrinkle though that we're going to add this week is this 3-4 under free safety slant, and we're going to run it with the strong safety so we can get Isaac Smith in the game. I think it's a way to enable one of our best players. On the recruiting side, getting a commitment from Ed Muamba was huge. We got Marquise Hennessy at quarterback, we got Courtney Denbo, Eric Cheeseman, Dion Nails on defense. Things are starting to come together, but we still need a lot more commitments and some transfers to really take this roster over the top. So here we go. This Bologna State team finished second in the American Conference with an 11-1 record last season and didn't get a chance to play in this game for unknown reasons. They never got a chance to play in the playoffs, so this is a chance for head coach Giovanni Rigatoni and his noodle squad to put themselves on the map with a conference championship. We start with a run to the left and we go with another run to the left, and Bo Jackson is loose early in this game. Very good to see. 1st and 10, we throw it underneath to Cameron Teague, who gives him a quick blow. And then on 2nd and 4, we're running left again, and it's the 13 personnel.
The ball and heads to the left. Finding space at the 20.
First drive on defense, very important that we rally to the football. And look at all the blue jerseys just hustling to the ball. That is a mantra of Giovanni Rigatoni's defense. We want to keep everything in front of us and then just rally and make good tackles, force the teams to play the long game. 3rd and 2. Trying to hit the tight end on the in route. I have no idea how this was not an interception, but not only was it not intercepted, he caught the ball, so it's a 1st down there. Getting a little bit of yardage here, 2nd and 6. He dumps it off to the tight end again to force a 3rd and inches. They go the QB sneak and they're able to get a 1st down. Then 1st and 10, they run the ball. They do a nice job gashing us there up the middle. So here comes Memphis coming right back, right? An inside zone. We're able to get a stop. Again, good rally to the football. 2nd and 11, the play action fake. Very good play design here to get the tight end on the leak route that we weren't able to stop at all. And then 1st and 10, they go with the zone read and the quarterback's on the loose for a solid chunk. 2nd and 1, they're able to get the 1st down. So Memphis just very methodical on this first drive. Quarterback draw. He's not able to get a ton of yardage there, so it's 2nd and 9. Looking, throws to the sideline, misses a tackle, breaks a tackle, and we force a 3rd and 5. Looking for curls, there's nothing there. Quarterback decides to run. He's able to get a little bit, so it's 4th and 2. They decide to go for it. And it's our boy Isaac Smith making a huge tackle on the sideline to force Memphis off the field. So Bologna State's next offensive possession, we're sticking with our game plan. We don't care that we're on the left hash. We're running to the left. We know that's the weakness. We're staying in our base personnel. Just going to continue to attack it. You can see those left runs have been open. Taylor Harris gets a huge chunk of yardage there, and then Bo Jackson, he's loose again for another run that's more than 10 yards, and then Bo Jackson's loose again for another run that's more than 10 yards, and then we get it to Teague. It seemed like every run we could potentially score. A little bit of a scary throw there to Harris, but he's able to make the catch, and then Cameron Teague punches it in. Bologna State 14-0 so far. So Memphis gets the ball, their next drive out early in the 2nd quarter. Again, you can just see the wave of blue. Unfortunately, a couple injuries though for the Bologna State defense on that play. Taj Coles and Bubba Van Claiborne, both linebackers, so that's kind of tough. 3rd and 5, they throw the ball over the middle and they're able to get a 1st down. 1st and 10 trying to run the ball. Good rally again. Bubba Van Claiborne hurt again. My guy, just stay on the sideline. It's okay. 2nd and 7, they dump it off for a short gain. And then 3rd and 3, looking at the sideline, and he's not there. It's Isaac Smith getting the stop again. So Bologna State gets the ball, and guess what's happening? Base personnel running to the left side of the field. We don't care if it's the short side. It was such a weakness for their defense that we just felt like we would be able to take advantage of it all day. 1st and 10, try to play action going to the strong side, wasn't there. So what do? We come right back to it. Unbelievable block here. This just sets the tone for the rest of the night, doesn't it? When you get a block like this, the whole sideline gets hyped up. We run the tight end shake route on 2nd and 8. We're able to get it down to 3rd and 1. And then finally we run to the field because why not? And Cameron Teague is loose again. 1st and goal, 13 personnel, Bo Jackson, stretch run to the left, you guessed it, 21-0 Bologna State. So Memphis gets the ball back. They've got time to respond here. It's 2:20, 3 timeouts. This is a good football team. Got to get an answer before the half is over so we can get back into this thing. They get a nice gain there on the sideline on 2nd and 8 for a 1st down. Then 1st and 10, he's got a lot of time. He's able to throw the ball underneath and find the receiver there. 2nd and 5. Looking for the deep shot on Noah Collins Jr., but he's able to swat it down, so nice job there. And then 3rd and 5. Can we get off the field? No. They get the running back out of the backfield. Take a quick timeout. 1st and 10, looking for the underneath throw. They're able to get only 2 on that play. 2nd and 8, they're looking for the swing route. Again, Bologna State rallying to the ball very effectively in this game. And it just barely gets the 1st down. Isaac Smith was everywhere, but he couldn't stop him there. 1st and 10, looking for the deep shot again, and it's Noah Collins Jr. He's there again. The defense finally fixing some of the mistakes that they made earlier in the season. Able to get beat there, though, on a screen. They're able to find some yardage, so it's 1st and 10. Again, Memphis just moving down the field. Can't really find anybody here, so dumps it off, and he gets a solid chunk. They've got it with 30 seconds remaining, 1 timeout, 1st and 10. What are they able to do here? Quarterback looking, not able to find anyone, and he goes down. 2nd and goal, he tries to throw it to the end zone. It's picked off by Isaac Smith, who's everywhere. But they call a pass interference. They say we got in the way, which is absolute garbage. We decided for the first time all game to go to that underplay that we were practicing with the strong safety pressure. We get the stop on the first play, and then we get the stop again. So Fowler gets the sack, and Memphis is off the field with no timeouts. 21-0 going into the half. So Memphis really missing on a golden opportunity there to get points and then get the ball coming out of the second half. But their first drive out, they started running the ball, and they were able to get solid yardage on those first 2 carries. 1st and 10, looking at a play action. He throws it on the crossing route. Absolute dime, so the quarterback's hitting. Running the ball again. Running back breaking tackles. You can see the fight in this Memphis team coming out. They were not going to go down easy here. 2nd and 4, they're able to get enough just for a 1st down. They run the fake jet quarterback keeper. He breaks a tackle, but he's only able to get a yard or 2. 2nd and 9, they go back to the running game. Not quite there. It was Isaac Smith who's making another tackle. Just defensive MVP by far. And then 3rd and 6, looking for a guy on the sideline. Not there. Bologna State able to force a fumble. Noah Collins lands on it. Everything going right for Rigatoni in this offense and defense so far. So Bologna State now smelling blood in the water, smelling basil in the marinara, whatever metaphor you want to use. 3rd and 5, looking to dump it off to Bo Jackson. He's able to get the first down. Great to get points here. Great to milk the clock here. There's a lot of good wins that come out of this offensive drive. Just methodical, slow. They try the tight end leak route. He's able to get only a few. They thought they'd actually catch him on a little bit more there. And then 2nd and 7, Memphis does rally to make a good stop there. So it's 3rd and 8. They've got to make a throw. He throws a dart over the middle. He's not able to get the first down. So 4th and inches, what do? You go to Cameron Teague. Who else?
Great cut, they whiff on him. And he breaks loose down the left side. It's a foot race.
This Memphis team is in total disbelief right now between the base personnel, the 13 personnel gimmick that they haven't run all season, all the left running, and the defense finally fundamentally playing so sound. Memphis has to get a rally if they're going to do anything or even just look respectable out here in the championship game. They're getting a solid drive together, but they've done this before. They've just stalled in the red zone so many times, and it's 2nd and 6 here. Bologna State gets another sack, so force a 3rd and 12. Quarterback looking all day to try to find a receiver where the third quarter is going to come to a close, and he can't bring it down. So it's 4th and 12. Memphis throws it underneath to try to get a first down. This guy, I got to tell you, I love seeing the heart and the hustle here. Breaking tackles to get that first down. Another short gain on 1st and 10. 2nd and 7, they throw it back to the tight end. He's able to get a first down. That guy was the MVP of this team for sure. But Bologna State goes to that under front. They're bringing the pressure off the edge. Memphis didn't really have a good answer for this down near the goal line. 2nd and goal, he's only able to get a handful. They get it down to a 3rd and goal. They go to the QB sneak, and Memphis is able to at least get on the board. Whew. But Bologna State gets the ball back, and guess who? Bo Jackson.
40. Now here he goes at the 30 now. Huge.
Now look, we're never going to outright stop our players from doing big things, but honestly the clock was really more important here than the yardage and the score. So we were able to milk a little bit of clock here, even with the goal-to-goal situation. Was not able to punch it in on 3rd and goal. Estandia comes out and drills it through the uprights to give us a 31-7 lead, but more importantly, kills a lot more clock. Memphis just trying to make this respectable. They throw the seam route to the running back, and they're able to get a nice chunky yardage there. First down, they're able to get a solid gain of 8. 2nd and 2, looking to the sideline. Again, punching the ball out. This Bologna State defense was everywhere today. And even on 3rd and 2, they tried to run the fake jet sweep. Quarterback looking for any kind of room, and he can't find it. He runs into Isaac Smith. And then on 4th down, they go for it, and they run into a brick wall again. This defense was just relentless. At this point, Bologna State's trying to milk out the rest of the game. On 2nd and 6, this is the key first down that does allow them to run out the rest of the clock. They continue to run the ball, though, and Bo Jackson does get another touchdown. So 38-7, Coach Rigatoni is a champion. In his 2nd year with the Bologna State Spiders, a team full of walk-ons. He's able to lead them to a conference championship. And ultimately, being an at-large team, being the 12 seed, heading into this week, feeling good about a dominant win over a ranked opponent. This is a great team. They're playing as well as they have all season. A very dominant win on both sides of the ball. You can see the stats here, a very balanced game. Isaac Smith just played out of his mind defensively. The whole defense really just rallied to the football. They played really well. The running game was there. The passing game was efficient. It was a really solid game plan. Coach Rigatoni just so proud of this group heading into this game to really execute. And then Chip Wayne liked what he saw. He commits, and then Joey Stockton right back with him, Mike linebacker. Bo Jackson won National Player of the Week. Things are feeling good for Bologna State until this. We see the bye week in the main menu and didn't really think anything of it at first. I thought that maybe this was just because it was the Army-Navy game. So we checked to see what happened for the college football playoffs and realized Texas Tech got voted in on top of Bologna State, and Bologna Tech made it as the 12 seed. The feeling in Coach Rigatoni's stomach after such a high of winning so dominantly against Memphis to win his first conference championship, only to have it ripped away from him again for the second straight year. He's now 21-3 in the regular season as a head coach and has never made the playoffs. And the first time they allowed him into the conference championship game, they dominated. He received an offer to go coach at Florida State or be a coordinator in the SEC, but all of it just feels so empty. The 2025 Coach of the Year and was runner-up to winning it again in back-to-back seasons. Bo Jackson won the Sean Alexander Trophy for the most impressive freshman. The Heisman Trophy last year, so much hardware, but none of it really means what it should when the team keeps getting their hearts ripped open. However, they have a very important chapter to write if they choose to close out this season strong. A bowl game against Alabama. Coach Rigatoni will need the best game plan he's ever had if he wants to win this game, so he'll need to coach angry to give his team any chance at ending Season 2 on a high note. Thank you all for all of your support. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next Tuesday for a massive showdown to close down Season 2. Take care.